What is your favorite small way to spread positivity? Complimenting people. A quick, "I like your shirt," or "your plant on your desk looks so nice," is so easy to do, and it makes people smile. One compliment I've learned never goes over well is "nice face." Apostrophe. "You have mighty thighs" also doesn't go well. If I'm approaching a traffic light and see empty lanes, I switch over to the one in the middle, so the cars behind me can turn right on red and are not held up because of me. I hope that makes their day a bit quicker and gives them a feeling that they were able to make that light without stopping. I believe we are accruing serious karma points by practicing this one. Whenever I call some customer service or whatever, I try to remember the name of the person on the other end. When the call is over, I thank them by using their name and say they were very helpful. You can tell that people usually forget their names. As a phone monkey, thank you for this. My IRL name is odd, sort of made up, and spelled with a Y in a weird place. Despite only being 2 syllables and easy to pronounce, most of the times people either don't acknowledge my name or call me something wildly different. I've gotten everything from Linda to Mary to Vanessa and Michelle. None of those are anywhere close BTW. If someone takes a second to at least try to say my name correctly, it makes my whole damn day, because it's validation that the person on the other end of the line understands I'm a real person with real feelings. 100% sure you're a good customer to deal with. That is a good story. Odyard. D. Once again, a comment makes me realize that I'm not very original with comments. / would have gone for oid, but same joke. Thanking people for small tasks that usually go unnoticed days later. Oh, quick question. Did you restock that shelf the other day? Thanks. That really helped. Apostrophe. I forgot to tell you. Thanks for putting more paper in the copier. Apostrophe. Did you rewrite the tasks on the dry erase board? Thanks. I can finally read it. Apostrophe. Edit. Thank you for my first award. Now my day can start out right. My partner does this. If I remember to put the Pepsi cans in the fridge, he's like, "Yes. This is why I love you." It's such a little thing, but I'm like, "Yay. That sounds lovely." Waving at each car that passes as I walk along my country road. Today I was 949 on returned waves. You are the kind of person I enjoy driving around. Yeah, if someone waves to me, I always make sure to drive around them. When I'm talking with someone and they tell me to say hello, pass on well wishes etc to another person, I always do. It always brings a smile to that person's face, and then feel responding kind, and I'll pass that message on back. Smiling faces are beautiful. I make sure to tell every retail or customer service worker how much I appreciate them. I had a Starbucks employee tell me at the drive-thru, "I appreciate you. Have a good day," and I damn near parked my car to run in and give her a hug. Made the rest of my day. I was a Starbucks employee in a drive-thru, and this woman came through and told me about her daughter being in the hospital and how she wasn't sure if she'd be home for Christmas. A few days later she came through again. I wasn't working at the window, but she saw me through it and called me over to let me know that her daughter was doing better and could come home for Christmas. It was really nice to share that excitement with her. Those moments of connection are what I miss about working a service job like that. Complimenting people. Just to remind them that someone appreciates them. Small smiles when talking to people. I just nod down in appreciation. My smile is hideous. Same here. For some reason, I can't smile at all unless I'm genuinely laughing. Had this problem. I just wore my mask and started smiling with my eyes instead. Random acts of pizza. I've gotten 2 pizzas this way, both in rough times. It's nice to be able to help people in the most wholesome and basic way as a meal. A little kindness can brighten the spirit. My parting words to everyone I interact with, usually when getting food, are take care of yourself. That started during the pandemic and it's not going away after it's over. That's great. I use take care as mine a lot too. I got quite far in the phone customer service business with this line alone, even well before the pandemic. It's modern, but also indicates you giving more of a shit than a simple goodbye. I'm a pretty positive person in general, and I love making dumb puns or jokes. Even at my expense I feel like it'll get a chuckle. I love catching somebody off guard with a giggle at work. Somebody called me a hero for fixing something. I turned around and said, well, not all heroes eat grapes. That made me giggle now. So yeah, I've officially gotten at least 2 giggles from that joke. Whenever I buy something from a vending machine, I always leave the spare change. I love leaving the quarter in my cart at Aldi. I hope you enjoy not having to dig out a quarter. Stranger behind me. What a kind, thoughtful thing to do. Someday I hope it passes all around and comes back to you. It's so small, but I think the tiny pieces of kindness are so important right now with shit being so bad. Remember small details about people and ask them about it. How was the new coffee machine you bought? Did that brother-in-law you don't like act annoying this time? IDK if it's any good, but I notice people get a little excited when I do it. I always get super embarrassed because I never remember anything. I'm happy if I remembered the person's name and where I know them from. No chance I know what their brother-in-law is up to. Saying thank you / asking how are you. Simple acts of kindness go a long way, especially in this crazy world right now. Finding positivity and calm within. When I don't sweat the small stuff I find I'm a far kinder, in touch and gentler person. Honestly, the ability to not get irritated or anxious over meaningless insignificant detail is one of the most empowering skills I've ever developed. Trying to do this, mostly failing at it most times. I can't help the irritation, it just overpowers. Over small stupid stuff. Always asking a customer service representative on the phone if they have a survey / feedback I can answer to give them all the stars for their help. If they don't, I ask for a supervisor so I can commend the person who helped me. I like to reply to non-famous people's tweets or TikToks with encouraging messages. I do the same with small YouTube channels. When there are only a few comments on every video, even a few words can make that person's day. I work for a municipal government. I spread positivity by being someone in municipal government that actually is helpful. Don't know how many times I hear wow, didn't expect it to be that easy. I also work for a municipal government. It's insane how many colleagues are keen on just objecting to everything up to a point where they seem to object just for the heck of it. There's an unofficial saying that goes, if you don't want to work, go work for the local government. I try to help people as often as possible and they too often reply with wow, didn't expect it to be that easy, apostrophe. I try to give compliments behind people's backs where they can hear, but they think I don't know they're listening. I live around people who have either been hurt by others or have become cynical after watching other people get hurt. Seems to be the easiest way to spread positivity without coming off like I have ulterior motives. This is a really sweet thing to do if anybody is hanging out with toddlers. Hey, stuffed fox, look at how kiddo put their books away, apostrophe. It seems like it wouldn't work, but developmentally they are really tuned to what others are saying about them. Even more so sometimes than direct talking to them. At least according to the happiest toddler on the block, apostrophe. I collect electrons. Angry Naplas noises. CL carrot. Following those noises. I would always bring sticky notes with small messages to school. They had messages like, I love your shirt. Pretty hairstyle you chose today. Don't worry. You'll crush that exam. And if you don't think you matter, you at least matter to me. And I stuck them in random places. On the wall. Under the desk. Behind the door. In a bathroom stall, etc. One day a student came to sit beside me in the cafeteria and looked at my notebook. They started crying and hugged me, stating that they went through depression and loved my notes so much that they've been collecting them. They had 271 sticky notes a few years later, and we are still in contact. That is so heartwarming. Thank you for sharing and being a kind person. Sending cards to people. Mostly strangers from random acts of cards, but occasionally friends and family too. I often include stickers or small bags of candy, just for the fun of it. That's really cool. I just moved out and I've only gotten one Christmas card so far. But you bet your ass it's on my counter lined up and waiting for any other cards to join it. I'm also from Random Acts Offcuts and would send you one if you message your address. I like to make origami cranes and give them to people. I do this too. Also the inflatable frogs. Saying thank you and being specific about it. You're awesome is generic and doesn't carry the same weight as I really appreciated you doing X. Thank you. In all seriousness, talk to people. Underrated comment. Just interact in a non-crappy way with other humans. Hyping. Is this how you type it? Lol. People up when they tell me they are going to do something. No matter how small the task is. Gonna do the dishes? Go for it, bro. Those dishes don't know what's coming. When you are done, make sure they shine like your future. Stuff like that might not seem like a lot, but people laugh about it and at least don't go like this task is annoying. Complimenting people. I'm an observational being and people put in so much effort into what they're self-conscious about, it's obvious they tried. Toss them some affirmation and watch their smile grow. Humans should be brothers more often. A lady at a gas station complimented my shirt and I instinctively spun around and said thanks. It was a gift with what I assumed to be a childlike grin on my face. I got the affirmation. She got the satisfaction. Win-win. Sending virtual hugs to online friends. Ick now. Just sending them hug, yeah. Cringe all you like. But it's a way of spreading positivity. Edit. People actually do the virtual hug thing. Well, how about that? Virtual hugs spread positivity. Real hugs spread COVID. Hugs virtually. Anytime someone mentions their hobby, I'm quick to say you do pottery or whittling or bird watching or whatever. Tell me more about that. Apostrophe. Hobbies are what people do to be happy, and it's nice when people talk about things that make them happy. I put an extra nugget in people's meals when I worked at McDonald's. Never got any recognition for it, but I don't need recognition anyway because I know for a fact it makes a difference. It's a fact because I got an extra nugget for years before at the same place that I worked and decided to pass on the extra nugget positivity. Whenever I'm in the car and I see someone jogging, I roll down the window and tell them, "You got this." Apostrophe. Just being a decent person. Was in the grocery today. Saw an older woman climbing the shelves to get top shelf cereal. I'm 6'5". Reached it for her. I don't deserve credit for that. It's what everyone should do. I'm 50. Thank you for your service. I used to try and get things myself. Now I like asking tall folks for help because it seems like it always makes us both happy. I got help from a kind stranger and they got to be helpful to someone. Pay for the person's drink/meal behind you in a drive-thru. Complimenting strangers in public. It is so rare for most people to get told they look nice or smell good or have great hair that every single time I have ever done it, the person smiles and thanks me. I work in private security, but really is high-end customer service. Haha. Mostly customer service with the ability to handle crazy if necessary. Every time I ask someone how they are, they usually follow up with some variation of meh or okay etc. Then depending on the person, they ask how I am. Every time I respond with "I'm outstanding. Thank you." Even if I'm not, or I'd rather be at home, it makes my day better. Without fail. Over time they start to ask why I'm outstanding, and I just kindly remind them that your attitude is a choice. And being outstanding is a choice I consciously make every day. They either leave happy or think I'm weird. Either way, I'm outstanding. Whatever they decide to be is on them. Thanking people for their time. Everyone's time is valuable, and thanking them for giving a little to you goes a long way. When I see families take a group picture, I offer to take the next one for them. I hate seeing the dads always left out, or the family being incomplete. I like to randomly pay for a stranger's meal at a restaurant without them knowing who it was. I instruct the server to tell them, when they ask, to say that it was someone paying it forward, and for them to do the same if they can. I have never stuck around to see the reactions. Was at a lunch buffet one time and saw a mom and two young, maybe 3 or 4 years old, daughters. I heard her tell her babies to eat good because they probably wouldn't have dinner that night. When I mentioned it to my wife, she beat me to the server, and unknown to me, she handed her $40 to give to the family when she gave them the news. For the first time, I saw a mom take a breath of relief, probably first for her in a long time. She broke down in tears and hugged her kiddos. Was probably one of the happiest days of our lives. We are very fortunate, and it feels good to see someone who really appreciated the help. I like to go up to people who are wearing merch from a show and tell them I love it and ask what's their favorite character. People love when you take an interest in their interest. Hey PSSST, please subscribe and like.